Welcome to Art Lounge.
So, what's our Hey guys, welcome to the Coloring Comics stream. I will be continuing where I left off yesterday, as you can see. So let's just jump in. So now, I'm going to be doing, where is that panel? This panel right here, and this one. I'll leave it for you guys to see in comparison. I'm going to start with the 0. It's right in the middle between really fine details and being able to cover large spaces, like empty spaces. And I'm going to start by doing the background first. And my question is, do I want to start with this one or this one? I'm going to go with this. From what I remember, what I learned yesterday, and unfortunately it got muted. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. I had no idea that the audio was off. But I made sure that this time had to double check there. Yeah, just wanted to make sure that the audio is running right. that's the other pitfall when it comes to like doing stuff online, doing digital things, is you never know when it's just gonna crap out on you. Like there's been so many times where I was working on a project and I'm like a day into it, 14 hours probably, and it was an animation to boot, and then all of a sudden complete wipeout, like everything, all the 14 days gone because the app just decided to. And that really sucks. Like with traditional stuff, no way. The only risk you got is like having the water spill on top of your work or whatever it is that you have nearby that's destructive like that, any sort of liquids or whatnot. But that's easier to control then, as opposed to just like when an app decides to not app anymore. But anyways, I looked at that as a challenge. I was like, all right, fine. All over again it is. And surely enough, I got it done. I think I'm slightly understanding the medium better. It really is all about the water and not as much about the pigments. Well, that's not true. It's the trick comes with the water. Like you have to feel how much of it you have on a brush in order for it to have like this opaque kind of look to it. Then you don't want to have too much water because then it's going to warp the paper. Gonna need another squeeze of water. And if you guys didn't see it before, any other streams, I got something like this. Just like a detergent bottle of some sort. Just fill it up with water and it's easy. You could just squeeze it onto the palette. It's proven to be very useful. I think the difference between what I'm doing and what's actually going on is that there's a little bit of gray in there. And I think my pencil work kind of contributes to it as well. The color is almost the same as like the blue pencil that I was using before. Whoops, a little too much purple there. I think it's time for the rag to come to the rescue. Tap off all that excess purple. And now, oh, and there's still these horns. The biggest challenge is yet to come. It's that skin tone. Despite me knocking it, actually, I mean, it really doesn't look like natural skin color, because natural skin color isn't as orange as this, which I'll show you in a second. It is a good base to start with, you know, rather than having to mix all different colors. Like, look at that. That's not right. It could also be because it's been mixed around a lot. So I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna do a fresh squeeze of the flesh tone. I mean, even on the image itself, like, you could see it's pretty close to a flesh tone, but then when you squeeze it out, it looks like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's pretty orange. That's so not skin color. Yeah, this is like from the fresh file. Still super orange. So we're gonna have to do a little mixing here. Do a little clean the brush out, make sure there are no other colors on there. The last thing you want is to have like blue in the skin. Well, in this case, it's not what I want at all. That's more like it. Put in a little red there. It wouldn't hurt to put in a little bit more. I really enjoyed working on the last stream, but to be honest, like it's nice to take a break. You know, I get a little caught up in the details and little nuances. It's nice to take a break from that and just like sit down and paint. But I do want to work on it some more. Like I'm enjoying the results so far. I'd like to move further in progress with it. If there are any painters in chat, whether you're just joining and you didn't have a chance to be part of the live stream, or you were in the live stream, let us know what it's like for you. What do you enjoy the most about the oil or painting process? And which medium do you prefer? Do you prefer watercolor, oils, acrylics? Not too fond of acrylics. I think for me it's just because it's like plastic, and I'm not a big supporter of plastic. If I had to choose between the two, I would go with either I'll go with oils as opposed to acrylics. But I'd really like to get much better at watercolor for it to become a new medium, because it's just seems like all around. Oh, that's a little too much red and orange. Like when used right, it's a great medium. I've seen some really amazing work. Don't want to give him lipstick. That's not a good decision. And I think I have to do another pass on there, because it's just too much color variation there. I got like the red on the cheeks and the nose, and then orange. It's too much going on. And I'm very curious about, I might have mentioned this multiple times, I'm very curious about Dr. Martin's India ink colors and how they play on paper in comparison to watercolors. Like, I believe it holds it holds the result that I'm looking for, just like more of an opaque, solid color. But it's hard to tell because I've never tried them on paper. Like, if you do it on acetate paper, of course it's going to look better, and the colors are going to be more solid because it doesn't absorb into the paper. But I wonder how it is on paper, and if it's going to be almost identical to watercolor. That's a good one. If you guys in chat have used India ink and watercolor, what did you find to be the result? Which did you prefer? And what did you like about one as opposed to the other? think it's safer to go over the blacks once you understand how much water you're supposed to use in order to get an opaque feel. And also I think white really covers up a lot of the details, whereas it seems like other colors don't. If you mix it with water, if you mix the colors with each other even, and you apply them on top of the paper, it doesn't seem like it really gets in the way. As you could see, you could still see the blacks, and they're pretty dark as well. They maintain their tone. As I'm looking to it, I'm like, man, I really love inks. Like, it brings out the image so much. Like, if you look at it, it just gives such character to the panel. But it could also just be his work as well, John Buscema's work, and just this panel itself. It's like so expressive, and all these little lines are so cool. I really enjoy his like gestural brush strokes and such. Just such an expressive face. Alright, it's okay. I'm not way too happy with it. I would really like to have more of this kind of result. Like, this really seemed like the colors bled well together. It might change my mind after it dries, but I don't know. And I also really love using the brush. I think that's another one of the perks of doing traditional work, is you really get to experience that. As much as like the Wacom tablet could emulate watercolors, once you see it on canvas, you can't emulate the brush stroke. Like physically being able to touch the paper with such a tool. However, I might have mentioned this in the last stream. They are creating now for the iPad Pro, and I think maybe other tablets as well. They have like a brush pen, where like the tip of the pen is a brush actually, and it's like, I'm guessing nylon bristles. But it's still gonna miss the medium. You're not gonna be able to like touch paint with it. You know, it's gonna be like nylon on glass or plastic, depending which tablet. I'd still try it though. But I just don't think it's ever gonna replace this sort of experience. Right now I'm kind of trying to experiment with how much water and pigment I could use before it starts to cover up the blacks. But I do remember that the blue worked pretty well with the blacks. While we're at it, let's go ahead and use this yellow. Borrow it also from all this excess yellow that I accidentally dabbed on there. Ooh, I see a crucial mistake here. Oh no, it's bleeding. It's okay, I'll correct it later. It just goes to show I'm gonna have to wait for like if I decide to do on my other streams, if I decide to watercolor over pencils, I'm gonna have to wait a full stream before I'm able to go over those the coloring. I think I'm playing with a little too much pigment there. It's like super yellow. Just kind of borrow from it, see if that really does it. Also, it seems like there's like a little bit of red in there. It's not supposed to be that yellow. Who could fix that? It's all right. We're gonna have to try a new color. It's not cobalt blue. And it's not Persian blue because Persian blue is like super dark. Let's see if cobalt blue is the same. Actually, it might be. This might be the color that I'm looking for. Let's find out. Yeah, I should have used this color a while ago. And it works well with the blacks. Doesn't cover it up. But I do think I'm gonna have to like squeeze out. Oh, there's still a little bit of gray. To get like a darker tone. They really do last a while. Like, you squeeze out a little bit, and as long as you keep adding water to it, it's just as fresh as when you just first squeeze it out of the tube. Which is another great thing about watercolors. Now let's try this cobalt blue for first close, because I noticed that there's still some blue there. I think that's pretty close in comparison to like the other blue. And we're gonna have to wrestle with a little bit more skin color. It's not bad. It's pretty close. It does cover up the detail though, which kind of sucks. Kind of curious actually for like this person's coat or jacket rather, how this orange, this flesh tone works. Look at that, it just covers up all the black. Major boo. Can't quite figure it out. It's not really orange. It's like a hot orange. So maybe a little bit more red. Ooh. No, I OD'd on that. It's like scorching red. It's not even orange anymore. So maybe a little white can help. A lot of white can help. Nope. I don't know. It's not quite it. This seems about right. It's always such a gamble. I could see why in the studios back in the day they used to just mix vials of the colors. Whoa. OD'd again. Just want to match his jacket to his pants like it is in the original one. We're gonna have to add more of this flesh tone. serving its purpose and totally the wrong category. Orange pants. Thankfully, there aren't many details there. Maybe add a little bit more white. To cool it off. Or the jacket really needs some cooling off. It is coming close to the end of the stream, guys. But I will try to finish this. If not, you can always check back tomorrow, same time, same place. And I will be finishing pretty much this page, actually. Once this is done, this didn't have any background, really. No background colors. I'm just probably going to touch up some things and clean up this mess. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. It's really bugging me. Let's get that white out again. And I think it's going to be time for me to clean the palette because I've just been dabbing this brush in like all the colors and they're all mixed together. And the colors are losing their vibrancy, which is why it's important. Like I think when you're watercolor, especially when you're just starting out, is to like dab very, very little of each color. Otherwise it's going to be wasteful. You're going to go back and forth between colors and it's just going to muddy it up and you can end up just like washing out a lot of it or cleaning it off. No, I'm not using the right method right now. There is a specific white color for this, and it looks like this. Pro white. And this is like white out, basically. And it works the same way. You could just pour some water on there and it liquefies, except that I think it's a lot stronger. It's hard to tell because I already did the watercolor, so it's like one on top of the other might not do much, but this is usually what they would use when they were doing traditional work and they needed to like white out a mistake or something that just ended up making like a mess or something. Does a fairly good job. All right, y'all, this is it. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I will be back tomorrow, same time, 9 p.m. to finish up this page and all these panels. If you guys like this content, subscribe. Join me on social media. All the links are posted on the site. And you guys can leave your questions, comments, or just your personal experiences when it comes to like watercolor, what you enjoyed, what you didn't, what other mediums you enjoyed instead. And I'll talk about it in the next stream. All right, guys. See you soon.